Java Chapter in collaboration with the Faculty of Cultural Studies, Universitas Brawijaya. My name is Fahrani Reza, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. So thank you for taking the time to join us again. We're excited to see you and have you with us on this journey as we explore how AI can enhance deep learning in English language teaching. This webinar series is a part of a broader program that has been running from May 13th, which is our previous first training session, to August 16th, 2025, featuring various themes ranging from AI in education to digital inclusion and classroom applications. You will receive a free e-certificate upon completing each session. So before we begin, there are a few housekeeping notes. First, please make sure you're in a quiet environment and have a stable internet connection. Two, please prepare your device in advance. There will be a hands-on practice session based on the material presented. Third, today's session will be recorded for documentation purposes, and please stick around until the end of the webinar as the will be shared only at the end. So before we continue, let's take a moment to take a quick photo session to commemorate the start of today's program. So kindly turn on your cameras and smile for the screenshot. This photo session will be guided by one of our team members, Miss Laras. Time is yours.
All right, thank you, Farhani. I'm going to let's wait for a while for others participants to turn on their camera. All right, I'm going to take the picture in the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to take the picture of the second slide. Please prepare your smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and for the third slide, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. I'll give back the forum to Farhani.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Laras. So we will now proceed to our first session for today's webinar session with Miss Laras, as she will give you guidance and review regarding Module 3 of Teaching English MOOC. Without further ado, I would like to invite Miss Laras again to provide the material. Miss Laras, time is yours.
All right, thank you, Farhani. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nice to meet everyone again. My name is Laras Ati Rochastuti, and I'm going to review Module 3 of Teaching English MOOC entitled Integrating Digital Technologies. Before I start, I would like to check if you have finished Module 3. Please kindly raise your hand. Okay, we have Miss Asri. Oops, wait. Okay, not yet 100%, Miss Agnes. Let's see. Okay, Miss Asri, Mr. Ahmad Zubaidi, Miss Ri. Okay, still in Unit 3. Unit 3 of what module, Miss? Because we have 3 module and each of them have 3 units. Okay, before I start, I would like to ask your opinion about the module. Please share your thoughts, whether you think the module is insightful for your teaching and which part of it is your favorite. So if you have finished, oh, okay, we'll review again since I work on it in a hurry. Yeah, so in Teaching English MOOC, you can always check back again if you need it until 30 of September. Okay, Module 3, Unit 3. Okay, so you have finished Module 3, Unit 1 and 2, yeah, Miss Fitri. Okay, does anyone want to share their opinion related to this module? Kindly raise your hand if you want to share your opinion, or you can also type your thoughts in the chat box. Okay, let's wait for a while. So, for those who have just joined us today, this webinar series is supported by Teaching English. Teaching English itself is a platform that British Council provide for teachers in Asia to help them provide a better teaching and learning experience. So in Teaching English, you can find different kind of topics that you can access in any time and anywhere that you like, as long as you have the device and supportive internet connection. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about the module entitled Integrating Digital Technologies, and we are going to focus on Module 3, Supporting Learners' Digital Competences. And later, at the end of the session, you will get free e-certificate from the British Council if you have completed all of those. So if the progress is 100, you will get a notification related to your e-certificate. And in addition to that, you will also get e-certificate from us if you have joined our webinar until the end and filled in the attendance list. Okay, we have some response in the chat box. Okay, Ms. Asri, so basically this model helped us support our student in building key digital skills, like creating digital content, solving problems using a PPL approach, with open-ended tasks using digital tools effectively in English class, especially in the areas of finding information, communicating, and collaborating online. I really love how each module is clearly scaffolded to help us build a solid understanding of how to integrate digital technologies into our teaching. It starts by guiding us on how to choose the right digital resources for our learners, then help us understand important issues like copyright and how to properly attribute others' work. From there, it moves into how we can actually apply these tools in English teaching, especially through the key areas of digital literacy, like finding information, communicating effectively, and collaborating online. That is a very good response, Ms. Asri. Thank you very much. So yeah, basically this module provide us with various topics that can help you use digital tools more effectively and more wisely. And hopefully with Miss Asri testimonial, it will motivate you to join the Teaching English MOOC. And Miss Desi said, very accommodating and insightful. I've downloaded all the resources. Other than the module, Teaching English also provide different kind of resources and links that you can access anytime that you like until September 30. And okay, Mr. Ahmad Zubaidi, the module resonates with my experience dealing with digital competence and literacy. It's not easy, especially to empower students to take their ownership in learning using digital resources. So other than giving the theories, fortunately, this module will also help you to deal with the cases related to digital tools. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Mr. Ahmad Zubaidi. And Miss Enda, the module is challenging and encouraging. Mostly the part where asking me to choose a lesson, etc. I have tried once with one in Module 2, but I have limited time. Next year, I will try to include that in my teaching model. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, it's quite challenging to find the right time, especially since the new academic year have begun. But don't worry, this model is accessible until the 30 September. But to get the e-certificate for this webinar, you need to complete Module 3 because later in the attendance list, you will also need to provide a screenshot proving that you have finished the Module 3. So to know whether you have finished it or not, you can check the status. If it's completed, then it means that you have completed all of the requirements. And if your progress is 100%, you will get additional e-certificate from Teaching English British Council for 12 hours. Even if you don't finish it in 12 hours, you will get an e-certificate with the information that you have completed a 12 hours course about integrating digital technologies. Okay, thank you for sharing, Miss Fitri. Previously, I've asked my students making project using digital content, but I didn't teach them and provide them information about copyright and plagiarism. Plagiarism thing. It's insightful and beneficial as always. Okay, we're very glad that this can give you benefits for your class because I believe copyright and plagiarism isn't quite common topic to discuss with your students. And hopefully with this resources, you can also provide them with better digital competence as well. All right, thank you for sharing, Bapak Ibu. We have a very fruitful discussion. So allow me to inform that in Module 3, there are 3 units. And in each unit, we have different topics that will we are going to discuss. But this discussion purpose is just to share your thoughts and opinion with the expectation that you have finished Module 3. Therefore, you are free to share your experience, your opinion related to the topic. And if you are interested in learning more about this topics, you can check Teaching English resources because in this session, I will not going to discuss all of the topics. And if you check the Teaching English module, it will be more detailed and there are a lot of things that you can explore further. But in this discussion, we are going to focus more on your thoughts, opinions, experiences, how the topic resonates with what you have experienced during teaching, and how we can help each other using what we have learned from this module. So, in the first unit, we have communication and collaboration, and unit 2 is about creating digital content, and unit 3 is about digital problem solving. In this module, we focus more on our students, so how they can create digital content, how to solve a problem related to digital resources, and how to communicate and collaborate. So allow me to start Unit 1 with a discussion. So my question is, what are the biggest challenges in implementing communication and collaboration in teaching? Kindly share your opinions and experiences in the chat box, or you can raise your hand if you are interested in sharing your opinion. Okay, Ms. Uong asked me about the module. So I ever open and read only the explanation about the material, but I didn't see the assessment. Where I can find it. So the assessment is at the end of each unit. So there are multiple choice questions that you can answer, and if you answer it correctly, your status will change from in progress to completed. And there are like 4 multiple choice questions, and the passing grade is 70, I believe, 60 or 70, I forgot. But the assessment is at the end of the material. So you have to access the material, you have to scroll down and then continue accessing the unit until the end, and then you will see the assessment. In the material also, there are also some interactive things that you can access, like audio of teachers' testimonials or case study. And there are also some kind of comprehension checking that you can do other than the assessment. But the assessment at the end is just to make sure that you understood what the materials is about. I hope that answers your questions. Okay, I'm still waiting for the response related to the biggest challenges in implementing communication and collaboration in teaching. Since we are going to discuss about Unit 1 related to communication and collaboration, therefore I would like to ask about your experience first. What have you experienced in the years of your teaching? Okay, Ms. Asri shared that different learning resources and students agency. What do you mean with student agency? Could you please elaborate more? But yeah, I do experience challenges in different learning resources as well, like how different learning resources requires different facilities and they will need to adjust with new things, like maybe if it's usually text-based or based on books, now you try new learning resources and it's something new for them. Okay, Mr. Ahmad, shared that I think it depends on the context. In my context, assigning students in a collaborative task can be challenging, especially if some of the students are less active and tend to rely on other group members. Yes, I do also experience this. It really depends on the context, you're right. So, yeah, if some students are less active, even worse, in one group that is less active students, it will be very challenging to finish the task. And one student ended up doing everything and it doesn't complete the learning objective. So only one student can be considered as finishing the learning objective. Thank you for sharing, Ms. Lifato. Student less participation and engagement toward the activity or the project. Yes, this also happened even when us teachers try to create some kind of tasks that help them engage more with the materials. Less participation still happens. Oh, so students' agency mean students come with different needs, characteristics such as learning pace, cognitive levels, English proficiency levels, and many more. Yeah, so basically, they have different skills, and yeah, it become the biggest challenges in implementing communication and collaboration. All right, thank you for sharing, Bapak Ibu. So, in the teaching English module, we discussed about finding and using online information. So teachers need to know what kind of information we need. And students also need to know when they are using digital tools, what kind of information they need. And this is also important how relevant is the source, whether the source can be relied on, whether it's factual or not. And the second one is communicating information clearly online. I believe we all have experienced miscommunication, especially if we communicate online. It happens a lot. So we need to consider what channels can we use to communicate and what kind of tools are needed. Is the communication only text-based, or you will need to present some image, or you need audio or video? So based on that, we can decide which communication channels that we can use. And the next one is collaborating with others online. So there are different kind of tools that we can use to collaborate. Maybe you prefer to use WhatsApp or Zoom meeting, but we need to know whether the digital tools are appropriate or not. And this is also related to privacy concerns, copyright, and others. But if you are interested to learning more, you can check the Teaching English module because we are going to discuss about this very briefly. And yeah, since this webinar series focus more on AI, so I would like to highlight this. Using AI as a source of information has been a tricky situation because in reality of the AI usage, even if it's very accessible for us to use to search, compare, and evaluate online information, there are plenty of cases about AI hallucinations where they invent information. And at the end of the day, you have to do fact checking because we as the human are the one who have the brain. So you have to decide whether it's correct or not, it's factual or not. So AI itself, the system of AI itself is to mimic human text for generative AI text, yeah. So it's not supposed to replace you, but it's mimicking human being. And instead of creating content that is true and factual, it tries to satisfy the prompt. So what do you need? The AI will try to fill in what you need. And it's designed to create content that is true, that is sensical, not true or correct. So then again, it's back to us. We have to be sensible. We have to fact check. And when we are aware of that, we are aware of how AI can do hallucinations. We have to tell our students. Since we have also discussed this before, we cannot stop our students from using AI. We just can change how they use AI. We have to tell them to use them wisely. We have to educate them, raise the awareness, because AI usage is happening everywhere, even on WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram. We all use AI, whether we want it or not. So, and I believe you can not also, even if you try, you cannot supervise your students 24/7. At the end of the day, they will get tempted to use AI. And our purpose and Teaching English purpose is to ensure that you can use AI uh, to search information that is reliable and also factual and not to spread misinformation. And since we use AI a lot these days, so make sure that you do fact checking and be wise. Okay. So I've seen some more responses related to our previous discussion. Yeah, Miss Julie mentioned about various skills and levels in student comprehension. So yeah, it becomes a challenge during collaboration since they have different needs and some tasks might be challenging for some students, but some others might feel bored and less participation due to lack of the students' competence. And yeah, the various skills ended up turning out to be less participation or too much participation sometimes. Some students dominate the group and the other students is not that active, so they just let the active students do everything. So I see the main theme here is different skills and less participation. Miss Uong, I usually do how to collaborate to communicate during the lessons. I give them the situation, then they discuss in a group to make such a dialogue or presentation about something or give a situation. They are asked to give their opinion. This is a very good way to do collaboration and communication in the classroom. You also try to activate their critical thinking skills. So thank you for sharing, Ms. Oo. And Ms. Agnes, I love communication and collaboration as I have decided who the PIC is first. Then the other student can choose which PIC they want to follow with limited total member group stated before. Those two activities help my students a lot as they are learning English together with their classmates. Okay, so thank you for sharing, Ms. Agnes. This is one of the way that you can implement communication and collaboration in the classroom. And hopefully with this discussion session, it can motivate you in implementing communication and collaboration wisely and effectively. For this unit, I would like to ask you, so how can we as a teachers educate learners about AI misinformation? Kindly share your opinions in the chat box, or you can also raise your hand if you want to share it directly. So this is one of the cases that people has experienced by using AI. They tend to take information directly and they cannot decide if it's right or wrong. So someone Googled, how many rocks shall I eat? And the AI answer, at least one small rock per day. And in some AI, they provide you with the sources that you can check, but not everyone have the time and the capability to check the sources given. And when we check this, it turned out to be from a website parodying UC Berkeley geology. So I cannot decide whether this is true or not and ended up taking information as it is and spreading the misinformation. But how can we as a teachers, especially if your students are Gen Z or Gen Alpha that is more capable in using AI than you, how can we educate them? Could you please share your opinions in the chat box? And when researching this topic, I found out that statistics show that 74% of people think that artificial intelligence is making it easier to generate very realistic fake news, stories, and images. So this not only happen in the classroom, but also in real life, like in news. So this is from Canada and America statistics. So I haven't found the Indonesian statistics, but I believe that the number will be similar or even higher than this. And 64% of Canadians think artificial intelligence will make misinformation and disinformation worse, versus 56% of Americans who say the same. So yeah, misinformation cases have been happening. And how can we as teachers handle this and educate the learners? Do you have any ideas or maybe experiences? Okay, let's wait for the response. Okay, while waiting for the response to the discussion, let's see what's the next discussion is about. So this is about Unit 2 about, oh, okay, we have a response. Okay, Miss Asri. Very interesting questions because teacher could do the same mistakes. Yes, that is happening a lot as well. Relying AI to find the information is now on Google, it comes up at the top. Yes, now Google automatically provide AI overview. That's why I also mentioned that the use of AI is inevitable. You cannot avoid it. Maybe you can refuse to use it. No one will force you to use it. But at the end of the day, each apps that you use will use AI one day. So it's something that we cannot avoid. So I believe the best way is to give clear instruction to students how to search. And like in the model, it provides ways to help students avoid those mistakes. Ask the students to search using websites, see if the sources are from reliable resources, for example, not Wikipedia, etc. That is a very interesting response, Miss Asri. Thank you for sharing. So, yes, giving clear instruction is a good way to educate learners about AI misinformation. Then you can also provide the solution if just in case they have faced those problems. And yeah, this I believe this will also activate their critical thinking, whether this is a correct information or not, whether this website is reliable or not, something like that. And thank you for sharing, Miss Asri, Mr. Tamba. The way I see it, we will still need to do fact checking by cross-checking the news or information we get with other reliable sources. If it were AI created information, we can always ask AI to cite the source of the information. That is also an interesting way to prevent AI misinformation. And yeah, I've also tried this, but turned out the citation sometimes it requires more time for you to check the citation. And yeah, although AI can provide you with a citation, it still depends on you whether or not you have the time and capabilities to check if it's a misinformation or not. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Tamba and Mr. Ari. As a teacher, I will ask my learners ask my learners to read and understand the meaning of the text provided by AI and question whether the idea in the text is reasonable or not. And the second one, find other resources to validate the idea in the AI text. Yes, this is also an interesting way to educate learners about AI misinformation. So you will also train their comprehension whether the text is understandable or not. And yeah, you also help their critical thinking by asking them to evaluate if it's valid or not. And Mr. Ahmed, I think the easiest way to have them confirm with Google. Currently, Gemini is also equipped with references of the information they generate, and I think it is a good feature for fact checking. I also agree with this. It's a good feature for fact checking because in this case, the screenshot I provided here, they actually provide the sources of the information, but the source of information itself is actually a comedy page. So basically, it's someone who parody a geologist. So yeah, they provided the source, but the source is not correct. And if you see the source directly, you will see that, oh, this is a joke. This is not a fact. But AI cannot decide that. And that's where we have to step in as a teacher, as a human being that can decide this is wrong or not. This is a comedy website or this is a real factual website. And yeah, doing fact checking is also important. Thank you, Mr. Ahmad, for sharing. Ms. Rita, according to me, how to educate learners about AI misinformation by giving explanation about AI using maybe about AI bias or AI hallucination could be happen. So learners should be wise as decision maker of anything suggestion they get from AI. Yeah, I totally agree with this. And yeah, basically, I can summarize that from all of your answers. You have to educate your learners about how to evaluate whether it's effective or not, and also ask them to check the resources whether it's valid or not. Thank you for sharing, hoping that this could also help you educate your learners about AI misinformation in this day and age. And for the next unit, we are going to talk about creating digital content. So here are the tools that Teaching English suggests us to help learners build their digital competence. So from all of these tools, which one is the tools that you use most often, and how often do you use these tools? Kindly share your response and experience in the chat box. So for photos and videos, Teaching English recommends Pixlr and PicMonkey. For audio recordings that we are also going to discuss after this, Teaching English suggests us to use Vocaru, Audacity, and Wavacity. For text files, slideshows, graphic organizers, and posters, there are a lot of apps that you can use. Not all of it is AI based, so you can choose which one your students might need. We have Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Google Docs, Google Slides, Canva, and Adobe Express. And for cartoons and avatars, we have Powtoon and M.Li. I believe Powtoon is quite famous. And for quizzes and games, we have Google Forms, Kahoot, and Mentimeter. Okay, Miss Hamida shared that she used number 3 the most, Microsoft Words, PPT, and Canva, and number 5, Kahoot and Google Forms. Yes, I totally agree with this. So most of you also mentioned 3 and 5, yeah. I mainly use 3 a lot. I like using Canva. Even this PPT slide is from Canva. And my students are also very familiar with Canva. It also provides good communication and collaboration features. So yeah, most of you also answered 3 and 5. Miss Oo? My experience is number 2 and number 3, especially audio, MW, MPP, Google Docs, Google Slides, and Quizzes, Kahoot, World. Yeah, yeah, so basically number 3 is the most used, yeah. Sadly, I just heard some of them for the first time. Me too, actually. Like Pixlr and PicMonkey, Movely. It's my first time hearing this. Mentimeter and Google World, of course, and Canva, Mentimeter, and Kahoot use them a couple of times. Yes, so there are some apps that I believe most teachers have familiar with, but some others you can try if you have the time or if you are feeling that you need to explore something new. But this is just a recommendation from Teaching English, since Teaching English is providing this module for teachers all around the world. So some apps might not be that accessible at Indonesia. That's why some of them might sound unfamiliar. Okay, number 3 and number 5, 3, 4, and 5. Number 5. I use Vocary for students to submit audio messages and share the links to me. It is simple and does not require me to save audio file on my phone. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Ahmed. I hope this also inspire other teachers because it's also my first time hearing about Vocaro. I haven't tried it yet, and this is the recommendation from Teaching English. And Mr. Ahmad also mentioned that he had tried this, and it is simple and it also save your memories, yeah, because you don't have to save each of your students' audio. So feel free to try this. Oh, Miss Agnes, all of them love them. Okay, glad to hear that. Could you show how to use number 5? Unfortunately, I cannot, but don't worry. We will have a hands-on presentation after this, so about audio recordings, so kindly stay tuned for that. Thank you for sharing, Bapak Ibu. Let's continue to the next part. So this is basically how we can plan for digital content creation for our students. So you have to choose a class or a level first. Make sure that your class is capable for the task. And then you have to evaluate your resource, think about the facilities and technical resources that are available to you as a teacher and also your students. And choose an appropriate digital content format. and consider student access and their interests. Although something like cartoons and avatars might be interesting for them, it might require more internet data, and some laptops are not capable for making cartoons because it requires a lot of memories. So yeah, you have to choose the appropriate digital content format. And then choose a task. Think of a task that will help your learners develop their digital content creation skills. Make sure it's challenging and interesting for them. And then you can start planning your tasks. You can think of how you'll manage the task. And then the last one, this is the most important one. You have to review it. You have to evaluate whether the task is suitable or not. And okay, we're going to go to Unit 3, but before I start the material, could you please share what are the main problems in using digital resources? So previously we have talked about the problems of communication and collaboration. Now, what are the main problems in using digital resources? And also share how do you solve those problems based on your experience during your teaching, or maybe you can share the problems that you haven't found the way to solve. Kindly share that in the chat box. Or you can also raise your hand, yeah, if you want to share it directly. Oh yeah, this also happened to me. Limited internet connection. Sometimes even if the school provide Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi itself, if it's accessed by like 30 students, suddenly the Wi-Fi didn't work anymore. And if they have to use their personal data, it will cost them a lot, and then you will have to consider a lot of things. And yes, and policies. Yes, some school have different policies. If maybe if you teach young learners or like teenagers, some schools didn't allow them to bring devices, or even they didn't have the devices. So it's something that you have to consider as well. Ms. Ong, have a time to prepare in the classroom. Yes, time management is also an important problem in using digital resources because, again, you have to check the suitability and also the reliability. So you have to invest a lot of time in preparing digital resources for your class. Miss Andy, usually it needs payment. Yes, I try to find the free ones. Fortunately, there are still free ones, free apps that you can use. But then again, the policy keep changing. Sometimes the app is free, and then suddenly when a lot of people use it, they provide you with premium that you have to pay to access. But don't worry, we are going to have a session about making audio. So you can explore the free tools that you can use for your class. All right, thank you for the fruitful discussion. We are going to continue to the next material. So to solve this problem, you have to evaluate and choose the appropriate digital tools, which also again requires you to explore. And first, you have to assess the technical needs of the situation, whether you need your students to have laptops or they can use their phones. You have to assess that first. And then you can find a range of digital tools and resources. For example, the digital tools that we have discussed earlier. Choose the one that you think your students can use well and easily without them feeling like it's too challenging and demotivating them. And then the third one, evaluating the benefits and drawbacks of different digital solutions. So every solution have their own benefits and drawbacks. You have to make sure that the drawbacks didn't uh, prohibit the benefits. So it's quite a challenging task to do and quite time consuming. So you have to invest a lot of time and energy for that. And the last one, adapting digital tools to the context they're used in. And this is one of the way that you can evaluate whether the digital tools is appropriate or not to be used in the classroom. And Ms. Win also shared that limited device that support it and it should be provided by schools. So this is part of assessing the technical needs. The fact that you have known that, that means you are able to assess what your students needs, um, what is the situation. And Mr. Ahmed shared Although I'm teaching Gen Zs as the digital natives, I feel that digital competence and literacy or technical issues still happen a lot. We cannot assume they know and can do everything. Sometimes they even do not remember their email and password. Therefore, teachers' guidance is required. Yes, this also happens to me because I feel like people that are younger than me should have known more, but turned out they still need our help as a teacher. That's why we need to keep improving. And I believe by joining this webinar, you also have the desire to improve your own digital competence and help your students to become someone with better digital competence. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Ahmed. And yeah, this leads to the next discussion. And which stage in the process of using digital resources will be most challenging for your learners? Is it the part where they use digital tools, or maybe the part where they collaborate or communicate? Based on your experience, which stage in the process is the most challenging? And what do you do to support your students' digital competencies? For example, Mr. Ahmad shared that his students cannot remember their email and password. So how do you support them? How do you guide them, and how do you help them solve that problems of forgetting the password or maybe having a low digital competence? What part do you think is the most challenging, and how do you support them? Kindly share your thoughts and your experience in the chat box, or you can also raise your hand and unmute yourself. All right, let's wait for the answers from the teachers. Okay, forgetting email or password is not resolved yet. Well, yeah, it's out of our control. Yeah, we cannot really remember each of our students' passwords and email. Yeah, and if you help them remember their passwords, then you will breach their privacy. So it's quite a tricky situation. Maybe if other teachers have ideas for Mr. Ahmad's problem, you can share it in the chat box. Mystery, having too many accounts, yes. Especially if your school is integrated with akun belajar ID. So usually students will have their personal email and their school email. And then sometimes they forget which email they use. And if you use a lot of digital tools, then you will have a lot of accounts and you will need to make a lot of passwords. And then it leads to the same problem as Mr. Ahmad's students. They forget their password or emails. Yeah, that happens a lot. And Miss sometimes I gave a task by G form, and the problem happened when the students don't have quote. Oh, you mean like internet access, yeah? Well, yeah, it happens a lot. Even if they have the internet access, sometimes the internet access is slow, or maybe if you use like other platforms like Kahoot and Quizzes, which usually judge the winner based on speed, they ended up feeling demotivated because it's out of their control. Their internet connection is low. So, yeah, it's a challenging part of using digital resources. Yeah, maybe other teachers, do you have any idea how to support the digital competencies, especially considering these challenges that is happening in the classroom? Crowded internet, yeah, it happens because even if the school back then, when I was in high school, they provide Wi-Fi in each classes, but some students, some students have a way to like use the Wi-Fi to like download something that requires a lot of memory, and the other students ended up cannot using the Wi-Fi, even if they are connected to the Wi-Fi, but they didn't have the internet connection. So there are a lot of things going on. And okay, Miss Carmela. The password issue can be resolved by asking students to have a special note of username and password. Make sure that the note cannot be accessed by other people. Yes, that is a very good idea, Ms. Carmela. So this is also one of the way that we can support their digital competencies, because they will be aware of the privacy issues, how important it is to remember your passwords and make sure that nobody else can access it except you. So some students are still not wise enough because they're young, and us as teachers can help them by supporting their learnings, their digital competence. One of the way is, as Ms. Carmela suggested, by raising their awareness about the security and taking notes of password. And wait, let's see. I think what I can do to minimize using platforms resources that require them to sign up or log in using their emails. I also avoid resources that require students to install a new application because sometimes they have low storage on their phones. Yes, that's right. So this is also related to what I have talked about before about evaluating the tools. So there are hundreds of tools that teachers can use, but which of them suits your students' characteristic more? If they tend to forget their password and emails, then yeah, you can choose the platforms that doesn't require them to sign up or log in. So that is also one of the steps the teacher can do to support their digital competencies. You can make it accessible for them, make it easy, and make it not that challenging for them. Ms. Trivita, same password for all accounts work for me. I haven't tried this yet because sometimes some website ask you to have 8 characters using numbers and using caps lock, no characters, but some other uh, apps ask you to have 1 characters, 1 caps lock, something like that. But maybe you can try this if it works for you. Thank you for sharing. And Miss Asri, finding resources with the right keywords, they need guidance on how to search carefully, sometimes as well. They find a resource and just stick with it. They do not compare, they do not even skim. Oh Lord. Yeah. It's a long way to support them. Yeah, but you can do it step by step. Like you can guide them first, and then if they still do it, you can keep reminding them. Yeah, it's a part of the process. Internet access and the students unfocus. Yeah, especially if they're using their phone, you cannot supervise all of them. And if you have a class filled with a lot of students, it will be so challenging. Some of them also need guidance in navigating their device or any digital platforms. Yes, teachers have a lot of homework. So you need to supervise, you need to encourage their critical thinking, you need to raise their awareness, you need to solve the digital problems, and also you need to guide them. And thank you for sharing. So, Mr. Shaifur Rahman, if AI can speak perfectly, how should we deal with students who feel shy or nervous to speak themselves? And then how can teachers encourage human interaction while using AI? I believe you have more experience than me, but for me personally, I encourage my student that is shy and nervous to practice a lot because in the end of the day, in the future, they will still need to speak. Even in not in front of the classroom, in the future, they will need to speak. So I just give them the motivation, but it doesn't always work. But I believe as a teacher, you can encourage them and raise their motivation, even if they um, ended up speaking but stuttering or maybe like still feeling nervous. It's totally normal, I think. How can teachers encourage human interaction while using AI? So you can use AI, but still ensure that the task requires collaboration and communication. For example, you can ask them to compare and contrast. You can ask a group work to You can use a group work task to evaluate AI results, AI generative result. Well, I have different POV of using Kahoot, not a matter of speed, but we need to revise our instruction or question. For example, what food would you consider comfort food? Some of them will type homemade or fried rice. It depends on the teacher's POV in utilizing the apps, any apps actually. Yes, it happens to me as well. Thank you for sharing, Miss Agnes. Yeah, we have different POVs depending on our students' needs and also whether our students are competent digitally or not. So yeah, it happens. Miss Asri, not all students can access at the same time because of bad connection and unsupported device. students like to have weird account names. Actually, in Kahoot, you can also limit the names, but yeah, it happens to me as well. And yeah, Miss Agnes also mentioned check the prompt first to make sure that the AI can work as needed. Thank you for sharing, Bob. So we can conclude that most of the challenges is like internet connection and then student digital competence, whether they remember their own email or not, whether they are digital savvy or not. And yeah, so at the end of the day, us teachers have a big responsibility to guide them, to supervise them, and to increase their digital competence. Students more smart to use the digital between the teachers. They are more skillful than us, is it right? Well, it really depends. As Miss Agnes also said, it really depends on the teacher's POV. And yeah, thank you very much for the discussion. Unfortunately, we have limited time, so thank you very much. And hopefully, this session will help you understand better about teaching English MOOC. And I hope that the discussion can also help you to create better learning for your students. And yeah, feel free to discuss further in the chat box and share with other teachers. Hopefully, that this will inspire you to help your learners to raise their digital competence. Thank you for your attention, and I will give back the floor to Farhani as the moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Laras, for guiding us to explore the Module 3 to give a brief review. So before we continue, maybe any teachers would like to ask any questions to Ms. Laras. You can raise your hand or maybe you can type it through the chat box. It's very welcome. Or maybe we've already had quite the fruitful discussion as usual, so like the last session. I guess we should move on to the next session. Okay, next we will move on to the second session of today's webinar, exploring AI tools to create audio to support English language teaching, which will be guided by Ms. Agnia. Ms. Agnia Ilma is a master's student in linguistics at Universitas Brawijaya, where she continues to deepen her academic foundation following her undergraduate degree in English language education from the same university. Her primary interests includes English language reading, the development of teacher competencies, and educational linguistics. With a strong background in both theory and practice, she is committed to advancing innovative approaches in language education and contributing to the broader field of applied linguistics. Without further ado, I would like to invite Ms. Agnia to provide the material. Ms. Agnia, the time is yours. Oh, it seems that Miss Agnia may have a bit of internet connection here. While we wait for Miss Agnia, maybe anyone would like to ask question to Miss Laras? Any more discussion first, maybe? Some that might have been missed before? Oh, okay. Miss Agnia is here already. Yeah. Miss Agnia, is it good enough for you to continue?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I have internet connection
That's okay.
problem before. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Varani. And now, I'm going to share our second section today. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, everyone, very good morning to all of participants in this Zoom. And thank you very much for joining our webinar studies until today. And now we will learn about AI tools to generate audio. Okay, before I start, there's a proverb, tak kenal maka tak sayang. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Agnia Ilma, and you can call me Agnia. Miss Agnia, Kak Agnia, Mbak Agnia, you can call me whatever you want. And now let's just get started. Okay, first, I want you to find the differences, the differences between these two audios. Okay.
So, what did you do during your last holiday?
Oh, I had so much fun! First, I went to the beach with my family. The weather was perfect. We swam a lot and we even played beach volleyball. I tried surfing for the first time. I kept falling, but it was hilarious.
That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to try surfing. Did you go anywhere else?
Yeah, we went to a theme park too. It was so much fun. The roller coaster was crazy. I went on it 3 times and I was screaming the whole time. It was like the best ride ever.
Okay, that's the video one, and let's try to hear the audio too.
So, what did you do during your last holiday? Oh, I had so much fun. First, I went to the beach with my family. The weather was perfect. We swam a lot, and we even played beach volleyball. I tried surfing for the first time. I kept falling, but it was hilarious. That sounds amazing. I've always wanted to try surfing. Did you go anywhere else? Yeah, we went to a theme park too. It was so much fun. The roller coaster was crazy. I went on it 3 times, and I was screaming the whole time. It was like the best ride ever.
Okay, that's the audio, the different audio, the first one and then second one. Okay, can you find some differences between the first audio and then the second audio? The second one's made by AI. Yeah. The second one's on robotic and unnatural. Yeah, correct. Audio one sounds more natural. Yeah, the second sound like AI, like using AI. The intonation, different intonation. The first one sound more natural. The first one is better. Okay, so you already noticed that the second one is more AI-like voice, right? And how about the first one? Is it from AI or not? What do you think? I think the first one seems using premium AI voice generator. Okay, all right. So the first one and the second one, both of them are using AI to create it. But the difference here are, how about the tone? How about the tone of the the first audio and then the second audio? Do you think the first one is better or the second one? The intonation, the tone, the first one audio is better. Okay, great. And how about the voice? Did you notice that the first one and then the second one voice are different? How many voices are used in the first audio? The first one I use how many audio? Yeah. Yes, the first audio I used 2 voices. And how about the second one? The first one louder than yeah, for the volume, the first one is louder than the second voice, than the second audio. One voice in the second audio. Yeah, those are correct. Thank you very much for wearing the first audio and then the second audio. So basically, I generate the same text for the first audio and then the second audio, but but the text is conversational text. And in first audio, I use 2 voices, and then the second one I use one voice. And basically, if we want to create the conversational audio, we have to use 2 voices, right? So if we use one voice to create conversational audio, so the result will be like the second one. Okay, now we will try to take a look on the AI tools that I use in creating this audio. Okay, which of these AI tools are you familiar with? these AI tools. 5. Canva. Only Canva. Okay, Canva. Canva. Okay. I just know Canva. Okay. Yeah, some of you, some of us know Canva very well because it is the most commonly used among us. Yes, Canva. Okay. How about these AI tools, these 4 AI tools? The first one, the second one, the third, and the fourth. Are you familiar with these AI tools? No? Not yet? Okay then. Okay, let's learn then about these AI tools. So the first AI tools is 11 Labs, and then the second one is Narakit, and then the third one is Natural Reader. The fourth one is Voice, and then the last one is, of course, Canva. Yeah, this AI tools is AI tool to generate audio from the text. So text to speech AI tools basically. But there are a lot of differences, of course, between these 5 AI tools here. And this is the overview of the types of feature among each AI tools. So in 11 Lab, we can generate the dialogue-based audio, as I showed you in the first in the beginning of the session. And for the Narakit, Natural Reader, Voice, Canva, we can't create the dialogue-based audio. And for the narrative-based audio, we can use all of these AI tools to generate narrative-based. And for the voice cloning, we only can use 11 Labs and Voice. So what is the voice cloning? Are you familiar with the voice cloning? Okay, all are free. Yeah, sort. Yeah, sort of. Okay, so voice cloning is the AI will create the replica, the digital replica or of our own voice to create the audio. So we can record our voice in AI website, and then the AI will use our voice, our own voice, to generate the audio based on the text you input in the website itself. And the voice cloning, mostly in these tools, provided in premium version. So in the free version, we can only limit like one voice cloning generation, or maybe not at all, because the voice cloning features is only provided in premium account. And then sound effect. Sound effect, what I mean by sound effect here is literally sound effect. The first one is literally sound effect. So in 11 Lab, we can generate sound effect maybe for the footstep, and then clapping, and then snoring voice, like maybe knocking the doors. Yeah, when we want to create the video, maybe the video teaching materials, for our teaching materials, we can generate the various sound effect in 11 Lab. We can also use customization, emotional customization. For example, like you want to create the audio that sounds sleepy. Yeah, we can use 11 Labs in creating the audio, so it can be more natural and human-like rather than robotic voice. And then the accent. So all of these AI tools, expect Canva, can provide all various accent, from the Indian, Chinese, the basic one, American, and then British accent. And Canva, unfortunately, it only provide for voices varieties, and two of them is provided in premium account. And I see a lot of you ask about the price of these AI tools, right? Now, this is the comparison of the price. The 11 labs, each of this tool, of course, have the free version, but in creating free version, we have limited access to some features. So in if you want to subscribe the website or the AI tools per month for 11 labs, it costs $11, and then the the cheapest one is Narakit, $6 per month, and the natural reader is $10 per month, and the voice is the most expensive one, $18 per month, and Canva. It costs $10 per month. And the pros of this 11 Lab can produce or can generate natural voices. As I explained before, 11 Labs can produce sound effect or emotional customizations of our audio that we will create. And then, the cons one is expensive and for casual users, and a limited voice variety for the free version, and then complex interface because there are a lot of features in 11 labs. Maybe it's a bit confusing. And then for the Narrative great for video presentation. So Narrative is basically text to audio AI, but also it can also create the video presentation using audio with the Narrative one. And then affordable, yeah, this is the most affordable compared to the others AI tools. And then multi-language support, yeah, Narrative provide a lot of language and accent. Also the tone, female and male also as well, and then user friendly. We will learn about how to create audio with Narrate after this. And then for the cons, limited customization and voice quality is not evidence. Focus on video content. Yeah, basically because the Narrate one is for the presentation, audio presentation generation actually. But we can use Narrate for the for creating the audio. And then natural reader, natural sound voices, customizable speed and pitch. We can adjust the speed and pitch in creating the audio. And then OCPR feature, 3% available. Yeah. And then the cons one is premium voice behind paywall. Yes, they are limited voice varieties provided in free version. And then limited voice variety, yeah, basic features in free version. And then can you give the advantages to use this kind of audio? Okay. After this, we will practice. I will show you how to create the audio, and then after that, we can discuss about how to integrate the audio to our teaching and learning process. And then for the voice, it's fun, playful voices and simple interfaces. The voice has very simple interface for the website, so it can be used for the beginner. Very easy to use for the beginner. And then create for casual use. Yes, less natural voice quality, limited customization. Yeah, because it only provide a few varieties, voice variety in free version. And then Canva, it can produce video presentation just like the Kit one. The cons is about basic voice quality, and then limited customization mainly for video content. Yeah, it only provides for voice varieties. Two of them is in premium account. So I think let's just get started to demonstrate how to create audio using each of these tools. But because we have limited time, I think, let's see how many AI tools we can demonstrate. I can demonstrate to all of you here. Okay. I use 11 Labs email voice in British for a context entitled Chutnya and Din, but then I need to find alternative word for Nya, yeah, and Din to make it properly pronounced. I generated it 5 times before, and the final result, it's really helpful. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the most difficult or the most commonly difficulties that appears when we create the audio from the text is about pronunciation, because some Indonesian phrases, it can be pronounced in English pronunciation. For the example, like Jutnya Adin, as Miss Trivia said, and for example, reok ponorogo, reok. Yeah, the AI always pronounce it like reok rather than reok. But then, yeah, for several AI tools, it can't. Yeah, it is the limitations for AI tools. Actually, it cannot generate the text. It cannot generate the text like correctly, like fully correct. Because yeah, the accent we choose is British, for example, but you ask the AI to read to speak like Indonesian phrases that cannot pronounce using English pronunciations like Jutnya, Din, and Reok, as I explained before. Okay, now let's move on to this demonstration. So this is the appearance of 11 Labs, the interface of 11 Labs homepage. And if you already log in, if you already have the account, so the interface is like this. And the interesting features in this 11 Lab, you can ask to AI here. It is AI assistant to answer your question about 11 Labs features. For example, like this.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Okay, hi, can you explain what features do you have in this 11 Labs?
I'm new to this.
Okay, can you explain what features do you have in 11 Labs?
11 Labs offers several features to help you create audio content. You can generate speech from text using text to speech
Yeah,
or
just like this. So here, AI assistant to maybe if you want to get to know more about 11 Lab and each features of these AI tools, you can ask AI to explain you with voice. And then let's take a look in these features. So 11 Lab can generate speech from the text and this voice changer. Voice changer, for example, you already record your own voice, but yeah, you are not that confident to show your voice to your students, for example. You can just upload your voice or record your own voice and then change it with the voice variety in provided in 11 Labs here. And then sound effect, as I explained before, like yeah, step or maybe knocking the door or clapping. You can generate prompt. You can generate the sound effect to with inputting the prompt here. And then voice is isolator. It is for when you have the audio recording, but you have the background noise in that audio, you can just upload your audio here and remove that background noises here. Okay, now let's just focus on text to speech first. Oh yeah, this is the premium features of this 11 Labs. You can actually create your own voice, with the prompt. for example, you want to create the voice of children, maybe 2 years baby, for example, female girl. You can just input the prompt that you want to input the prompt based on the audio or the voice you want to create, and then clone your voice. This is also the premium features one. And then voice collection, yeah, there are a lot of voice collection in 11 Lab. Yeah, for example, you want to introduce Indian English accent to your student. Yeah, it is provided here, for example, like this.
An Indian English voice that has been around for a while across all AI platforms. Yes,
Right.
that's me.
Yeah, for example, like this. Maybe Chinese English.
Dive into a whirlwind of adventure with Max, a daring explorer.
Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl whose grandmother loved her so
Yeah.
much that she made her a
Each
beautiful
voice
red
has
velvet cloak.
its own characteristic. So just choose based on your purpose to create what kind of audio you want to generate. When you want to generate the conversational based audio, so you can choose the tone of the voice, for example, like conversational here. And then what if you want to create the narrative one, you can choose the narrative story. And unfortunately, this all of this voice, it only can be used if you are in premium account. So for the free account, you only can add three voices from the collection, the voice collection here. So please be careful to add the audio. What kind of voices do you need in creating your audio based on this tone and based on this purpose? Okay, now let's create the audio based on this tags. Okay, this is actually the audio, the script that I used in creating the audio I already showed you before. And to create the script, just go to the ChatGPT, of course. And this is the prompt I used in generating the script. Maybe one of the committee can help me to send it to the chat box. Okay, thank you very much. And yeah, the result of the prompt I input in ChatGPT is like this. So let's just remove this first. Okay. Yeah, basically, in 11 Lab, if you visit it like it's the first time, you can see these features of 11 Lab, for example, like this. The interesting features of 11 Lab, it can generate.
Okay, so I asked my friend to tell.
It can generate like, in my view, it is the most AI tools that can the most AI tools that can produce the audio that sound natural and human-like. Because yeah, as I said before, we can input the emotional customization by typing the emotion in the square brackets like this. For example, like okay, and love, swallows, loving, and the audio can be like this.
Tell me the most unfunny joke he knows. Like, I wanted something so dead inside it circles back to being hilarious, right? And he just goes totally serious. Why did the chicken cross the road? I'm already bracing myself, and then he hit me with it. To get to the other side.
Okay, so the 11 lab can produce the most natural one for the audio you want to create like this. And let's learn how to create the conversational audio first based on the script I already create in ChatGPT. Okay. If the result in ChatGPT is already created, so we can just copy from the ChatGPT and then paste in 11 labs. And we can choose the voice that we want to use. However, I already used like for free trial, like 52% of free version. So I only can use default voice. If you want to if you create audio for the first time in 11 lab, you can use the premium one just once. So you can choose the premium voice and you can generate it. But after that, in the second step, you also you can only use the default voice in free version. But don't worry, in free version voice, you can choose like varieties of voice like this. Okay. For example,
Just trust yourself, then you will know how to live.
One today is worth two tomorrows.
There is no greater harm.
There's power in looking silly and not caring that you... Yesterday's home runs don't win today's games.
okay, you can just choose one of these varieties voice that is most suitable with your purpose of the audio. For example, I want to create the conversational audio and I want to use the voice that sound most natural for the conversational audio.
There is no greater harm than that of... Just trust yourself, then you will know how to live.
Yeah, can be changed. After that, if you want to add the other speaker, just add this and choose the voice again. Yeah, just let's use Chris one and copy from the ChatGPT and paste. And after this, if you already input all of the script, just click the generate speed button.
So, what did you do?
So 11 Lab provide two results that you can choose whether the first audio version or the second audio version you want to download it. Let's listen to the first generation.
During your last holiday?
Oh, I had so much fun. First, I went to the beach with my family. The weather was perfect. We swam a lot, and we even played beach volleyball. I tried surfing for the first time. I kept falling, but it was hilarious.
Okay, yeah, we can see that it sounds more natural.
So, what did you do during your last holiday?
Oh, I had so much fun. First, I went to the beach with my family. The weather was perfect. We swam a lot, and we even played beach volleyball. I tried surfing for the first time. I kept falling, but it was hilarious.
Okay, so I prefer the first one. How about the others? Okay, here. So the tools can help us to make the audio profile. We can have such a dialog file. Yes, basically yes. So if you already have the script for dialog, you can just input it in the 11 labs. But if you doesn't have it, if you don't have it, you can just generate it in the GPT. Okay, British accent always sound sophisticated. Yeah. Okay. So if you want to download it, just click this download button. Okay, and then the result will be appear in your file explorer, just like this.
So, what did you do during your last holiday?
Oh, I had so much fun. First, I went to the beach with my family. The weather was perfect. We swam a lot and we even played beach volleyball.
Okay, so the result is gonna be like that. And if you want to track your history in creating your audio, whether you already use all slot for free version features or not, you can just click here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so basically, this is the guidance. This is the guideline. This is the guidance. This can guide you in creating the audio in free version. So you already attempt for, yeah, you cost 264 credits, and you have 4,000 and 432 82 credits left. So as long as this free version, you can just drag it in here. 55% of free version is used. So as long as it can, as long as the free version is can be used, so you can just create the audio based on the text here, and this you can just use these various voices here, but in free version, you can only use the default voice here. Yeah, so that's how to create the audio from 11 Labs. Do you have any question before we move to the other AI tools? Oh, how slow down the speech speed, because it is fast. It is too fast for our student can catch it. Okay, so basically the 11 labs, yeah, it is the limitation for this free version in 11 lab. It can we cannot adjust the speed and the pitch of the audio we created in 11 lab. But for the other tools, we can adjust the speed. When we play it in the media player, we can also set it to the slower speed. Yeah. Thank you very much, Miss Paramita, for the great idea. Yeah, we can just slow it down in the media player we used in showing or in playing this audio to the student. Sorry, Miss, how to use the audio from 11 Lab? The first one, we must install the yeah. So basically, when you already input all the script in 11 Lab, as like I explained before, you can generate the speech here, and then it will provide you two options here.
So, what did you do during your
You can just choose one of these version of the audio, and then it will be, yeah, download button here. You can just download it, and it will be appeared in your file explorer in your devices. So you can use it in your teaching materials. Okay. Okay, how can AI audio tools help students improve their English speaking and listening skill? Okay, Mr. Saifur Rahman, thank you very much. So yeah, we can use AI tools for audio-based AI tools, for especially we can yeah, if you are not confident with the pronunciations or with your speaking skill, for example, as the teacher, because you can pronounce it correctly in certain accent, for example, in British or in American. So if you want to, for example, like teach a British accent for your student, you can just use AI tool generated AI tools generation to generate British like accent audio. So the student can directly knows and directly learn how is the British accent itself from the audio we already created from the AI text to speech AI. Yeah, and it of course improve their listening if you integrate it in your maybe in learning activities. You create the listening session, and you can generate the audio from here, and then you prepare the some questions from the based on the audio created, and you can ask your student to answer it based on the audio you created in through via using this 11 labs or other tools. Okay. Is there anything else? By providing students audio files and conversation and narrative rather than just a text, it can improve their listening skill. Yes. Thank you very much, Miss Fitria, for sharing. And now let's just move on to the next AI tools. Yeah, it's NaraKit. Yeah, based on the name NaraKit. So the name is NaraKit. So it can create the audio, the narrative based audio. So we can't use it in creating the conversational based audio, but we can use it in creating the narrative one. For example, like you want to make the narrative text into a listening one. So you can use these tools to create the audio. Okay, let's just get started. Yeah, as I explained before, the NaraKit can create the video presentations using audio in the background. But before our material today is about text-to-speech AI generation, let's focus on this first, and maybe we can learn about how to create video presentation with NaraKit in the other occasion. Okay, just click here. If you haven't signed up into this NaraKit tools, you can just log in or sign in. Yeah, this is the interface of NaraKit AI tools. So yeah, as I explained before, NaraKit provides a lot of language varieties in creating the audio. This is provided in free version, so this is kind of the advantages of NaraKit itself. We can use this accent, this language for free in NaraKit, and then we can also use a lot of voices, kind of voices here, female, male, but when while the 11 labs give us the explanation about the tone of each voice, the NaraKit only shows us, only provide us the explanation about male and female, younger, warm, something like this. And we can adjust the speed in natural, normal, in slow or normal, fast, and custom. We can custom it, also adjust it with the learner's level of language proficiency. Here like this. Yeah, this is the advantages of NaraKit one. But yeah, the limitation is only it only can be used in creating the narrative based audio. We can't use it in generating the conversational based audio. And for example, we already have the script for generating narrative-based audio. Yeah, if you haven't had the script, you can just go to the ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to create the narrative text that you want to create in audio version. So yeah, I already asked ChatGPT to create the narrative text about Riok Ponorogo, and let's copy it. Oh yeah, maybe only for this. And we can just paste here, and we can just choose what language we will use in creating the audio. For example, English in American accent. Oh, for example, in Scottish accent. Okay. And then the voice we can use here. If we already choose the accent, the voice will be already filtered by the AI tools itself. Surely warm, and we can check it how it sounds like this.
Edinburgh is the second largest financial centre in the United Kingdom.
Okay, Eileen.
Edinburgh is the second largest financial centre in the United Kingdom.
Okay, Gerard.
Edinburgh is the second largest financial centre in the United Kingdom.
Edinburgh is the second largest financial centre in the United Kingdom.
Okay, it doesn't sound quite clear, yeah. So let's just change the accent. Yeah, maybe the basic one, American accent. And yeah, this is the varieties of the accent we have in free version, the variety of voices. For example, we can use it.
New York City traces its origins to a trading post founded by colonists from the Dutch Republic in 1624 on Lower Manhattan.
Solve in software or in standard loud. Let's just create the standard voice of audio, and then the speed. Let's just set it as normal, and then yeah, you can also choose the format of the audio created later on. Let's choose MP3, for example, and then the output is the single audio file. And audio, it also provide for the video presentation. It is audio and closed caption subtitle. Yeah, this is for video presentation, and then one audio file per scene. It's also for the video presentation. And if you already input the script here, you can just in Narrative you can just upload the file if you already have the file. So you just upload it here and choose your file that will be uploaded in Narrative. But if you already prepared the script, you can just input the script here, and then click the create audio button. Okay, yeah, Narrate takes a while in generating the audio. Yeah, this is the result of Narrate audio.
Riog Ponorogo is a traditional dance performance from Ponorogo, East Java, Indonesia. This vibrant and captivating performance is famous for its spectacular display of culture, artistry.
Okay, as you can hear for this audio, it cannot pronounce Riog Ponorogo correctly, because yeah, this is the the limitations of AI tools to generate audio. Sometimes yeah, the AI tools cannot pronounce it correctly based on the language that you used in creating the audio one. And if you already satisfied with the result, you can just download it. And it will be appeared in your file explorer in your device. Okay. How to save the voice? Yeah, you can just download it. Click the download button. click download button here, and then it automatically saved in your devices. You can just open the file explorer in your laptop. Okay, do you have any questions for Narakit, everyone? Before we move on to the next AI tools? Not yet? Okay, while waiting the others to respond, let's move on to the next AI tools. The next AI tools is a natural reader. So let's get just started for personal assistant to document. Okay, basically this AI tools is text reader actually, but you can also download the audio from this AI tools. So this is a free version. You can just change the voices here. Yeah, it only provide the free versions of voices only provided in limit number, but that's fine. Yeah, this is the voice varieties, but the interesting features in the natural readers here is, yeah, something like this. It provide the pronunciation correction. For example, real. Yeah, you can just input the script from ChatGPT here, and I already inputted it before. And now let's just play the result.
Known for its vibrant displays of strength, intricate costumes, Riog Ponorogo is a traditional dance and performance originating from
it pronounced Riog. But if you want to clarify to your student if it is the wrong pronunciation, you can just type here Riog and choose the language that is suitable for Riog pronunciation. Yeah, I use Indonesian, of course, because it is Indonesian. And type is Riog. And now let's just hear it. Listen to it.
Reo.
Nah. Okay, this is the correct pronunciation, but unfortunately, it only can be used like this, and it cannot be integrated in the main audio. But if you want to clarify to the students for the correct pronunciation, yeah, you can just this picture, for example, like this. Okay. So after you already input the script here, and you can try to play it.
Riog Ponorogo is a traditional dance.
We can also adjust the speed for the free version. Yeah. Here, low, and then one time, okay. Let's just the normal one, the standard one. Okay, and if you if you are already satisfied with the result, and what interesting things features for this natural reader, yeah, because it basically for the text reader, you can just explore this. Yeah, you can just turn on the filter. So when your script there is brackets or square bracket like this, you can just keep the bracket one, turn on the around bracket skip button for like this, for example, like this, and then font. Yeah, and here is the interesting features of this natural reader one. It also provide the certain features for someone with dyslexia. So if we turn on dyslexia font, it just turn on like this. Yeah, and we can play the audio. And if you want to download the audio, yeah, just click the download button in here.
Riog Ponorogo is a traditional dance and performance originating from Ponorogo.
Is there any question for these AI tools? Can we use it as a conversation? Unfortunately, in natural reader, in free version, we cannot use it to generate conversational audio based because yeah, it's only free version. But if you want to upgrade it and you want to upgrade it into a premium one, yeah, you can generate the audio, conversational based audio, because I only have the free version one. So I only can show you the free version of this natural reader website. Okay. Let's move on to the next AI tools. It is the voice. So this is actually narrative-based AI tool generation as well. Yeah, you can just type the script, or you can just copy the script from ChatGPT like this, like we have done before, and then pass it in the voice one. And in the free version, you have like 2000 20,000 characters for the free version in generating the audio. And here are the varieties of voice. Yeah, for the free version, it is only provided in minimum number, and we can use a lot of language and accent here. For example, we use English Australian accent, and here directly filtered by the language we chose previously. This is Natasha. And William. Yeah, unfortunately, we cannot hear or listen to the overview of these voices, varieties of voice provided in the voice before generate it. So we have to generate it first so we can know the voice of Natasha female. So let's just try to generate. And here is the result.
Riog Ponorogo is a traditional dance performance from Ponorogo, East Java, Indonesia. This vibrant and captivating performance is famous for its spectacular display of culture, artistry, and folklore.
Yeah.
The main element of
the result is like this, and we can also adjust the speed like the previous tools. But if you are already satisfied with this result, you can just download it here. Just click the download button, download the direct access. And and for listening by multiple choice test, yeah, it can be used to support listening tests. But we
Okay, I'm sorry. It seems like Miss Agnia has some technical difficulties. While we wait, I would like to remind Bapak Ibu to fill out the attendance list that I have listed on the chat box. Please be aware as you receive the attendance list, there should also be a screenshot of uh, you of having to complete the module 3. So please provide a screenshot within the attendance list so that you could receive the e-certificate as well. Okay, Miss Agnia, you may continue. You're still muted, Miss.
Yeah, I apologize. I do apologize for having a bad internet connection today. Okay, just let's move on to the next AI tools. Do we have still time for presentation, Miss Rani?
I think we've already had quite the time, Miss Agnia. We still have 5 minutes left.
Okay, okay, just then let's just have a quick demonstration for Canva. So yeah, basically Canva, just like the other tools, we can just paste from the script we already prepared and generate the AI voice here. And Canva already integrated with the video presentation. So basically it is the video presentation materials. And as I explained before, it only provides limited varieties of voice, only 4, and 2 of them in premium version. The result is like this, and if you want to download it, yeah, you can just download it here. Just click the download button here. Okay, and I think that's all my presentation today about AI tools for generating audio in creating our teaching materials. Thank you very much for listening, and I will give it back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Miss Agnia, for your very insightful presentation. We actually do have one question for Miss Agnia from Mr. Shairul Rahman. In what ways can AI audio tools support students with different learning styles or abilities like visual, auditory, or special need learners? Miss Agnia.
All right, thank you very much for the question, Mr. Shaifur Rahman. Yeah, because the audio is in the form of audio one, so it only facilitate the auditory learners. It only facilitate the auditory learners style. So, and but it also can accommodate the different level of language proficiency by learners itself. We can adjust the speed, the pitch of the audio we create in using AI. And we can just adjust the speed level with based on the learners English proficiency level. So yeah, because it the audio one is in the form of audio, it only facilitate the auditory learners. Does it answer your question, Mr. Sheikh Rahman? But yeah, if you integrate it with the video, just like how to do with the narrated and the Canva, maybe you can facilitate the visual and auditory learners at once. Okay, maybe that's all my answer, Ms. Barani.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Agnia, for the answer, and thank you as well for Mr. Shaifur Rahman for the question. I think we can conclude that whenever we're using an AI tool, we can't just solely rely on one tool. We need to integrate some different tools, maybe for a video function or for audio, for worksheet, in order to complete the whole teaching activity. I guess that concludes our session for today. Before we officially close, I would like to remind you to fill out the attendance list that I have listed on the chat box, and you will receive an free certificate after completing the attendance form. And again, I would like to remind you to please screenshot your completion of the Module 3 to be included into the attendance list so that you could receive the free e-certificate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate your time and contribution, and we look forward to seeing you in the next session of our webinar series. Thank you very much for joining us in today's webinar. Stay inspired, stay connected, and